Hey guys, Brandon here, and I just want to show everyone how I feed all of my ponds. I have 3 in the backyard and 1 in the front, so I'm going to show my routine for how I feed them every day. This pond belongs to my turtle Bubbles, as well as there's a couple fish in this one as well, just like some killifish that we found in our backyard a while ago. But Bubbles is a 10-year-old red-eared slider, and she gets fed some of this turtle food from Zilla. I'm not sponsored by them in any way, but we're just gonna throw some in here and see if she'll eat. We're also gonna throw in some fish flakes as well, just a little bit though. Usually the other animals, the fish that live in here, will take little bites of the turtle food as well from what Bubbles breaks off. Bubbles is very shy, so I'm not sure if she'll come up to eat, but she'll eat them at some point. But as for these other ponds, this one is 15 gallons of water, and it's home to some Endlers, as well as, I believe, a couple frogs that have moved in because we have all these ponds. And if you didn't know, there's a river back there as well. So lots of time the frogs will just move up here because there's less competition and predators. Right there's a little Endler baby. Throw some food in for the other ones as well. See if they'll come up and eat. There's a lot of water hyacinth that's growing in here, which does a lot of the filtering. I don't really do many water changes on this. I just like to see what all the plants will do and clean up. But hopefully I can get a couple generations of these Endlers growing up in here. These were from my brother that I originally put in the tank with the baby turtle up in my room, and then decided to move these out here to see if I can get more babies this way. But it looks like this one's the only one out right now. However, at this little tiny 10-gallon pond, we have a ton of Endlers. If my camera can actually pick them up. There's I'm not sure if they're albino, but platinum at least. They don't have many coloring in them. Are a lot easier to see in here. These guys have actually bred quite a bit and have been in here for a while. You can see how excited they are to get their food. This water is pretty tanned as well. There's some sticks and whatnot in there, but it lets the baby side a lot easier, and the fish don't seem to mind either. Again, this one has some duckweed and water hyacinth in there as well. These don't really have an official filter. Most of the time it's plants that do it, but just to keep the water from going stagnant, I have some solar panels in here and a pump underwater that pushes the water all around. This one is probably my favorite mini pond, but we just have one other mini pond left, which is up front. And lastly, we have our Goldfish Pond up here. I'm going to be turning off the fountain for this just so it's easier to video and we don't have to worry about the audio. Alright, so the goldfish are up now. Let's just give them a bit of fish food. And there they go. These guys are Shabunkin goldfish. They kind of look a bit like koi, and I love them a lot. This is somewhat a temporary home for them. They get a lot larger than this, but what we'll probably do is just trade them in for some small ones once they get too big for this pond. But they're very happy and healthy right now. There's also one water hyacinth in there and some of these lilies as well. The lilies will usually grow a flower, but that one, we had one this year, just died off pretty recently though. Although hopefully it'll send out some more because I love having all these flowers up here. Some of these guys have like 1 inch of tail on them, and they're maybe about 2 inches long, so that's just their body length is about 2 inches long. So they've got some pretty decent finnage on them. I always love coming out here to see them swim around. They swim so gracefully, and I love getting to feed them as well. They're very interactive. Because lots of my other animals, like Bubbles, when I decided to move her out to the back pond, that kind of like made her lose all of my. She lost a lot of trust with that because she didn't really like moving to a new area. So every time I go out there, she darts underwater. But luckily, inside of our house, there is a nice window where I can look out at her and she can't see me, or at least doesn't bother to run away from that. We also have this cool little turtle fountain over here that shoots out water. We have all these little decorations and flowers and trees around as well that we got from my mom. This was her Mother's Day gift a couple of years ago. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and we can see you guys all soon on the next one. But if you have any cool ideas or whatever for certain things that you'd like to see, maybe more feeding videos like this, but like just for inside animals or something like that, then we'll see about doing that too. Thanks.